Welcome to this episode of Moving Our World. This time, we're going to have a look at a Kubota side-by-side known as the RTV900. It's a 3-cylinder 900cc diesel, but this one has an added secret. Kubota is a name traditionally associated with tractors and diggers, but in the mid-2000s, Kubota took a leap into the ride-on vehicle market with the RTV900. Sitting in the operator's seat, the first thing you notice is the ease in which the RTV900 can be operated. The operator sits on the left-hand side and has a steering wheel, with the two pedals for the main driving features, acceleration and braking. The left pedal is your brake and the right pedal is the accelerator or the throttle. Kubota's RTV900 operates a wet disc setup, which applies itself as soon as you lift off the throttle, meaning the actual brakes don't need to be applied as often. To the right of the steering wheel is the two-wheel drive to four-wheel drive lever. The transmission is to the right side of this with low, medium, neutral and high available for selection. There's also a reverse gear. There is a switch for operating the hazard lights below the gear shifter, as well as a turn signal, and you can also have a flashing light operate on the front of the side-by-side. To the right we have our display gauges. On the left is a speedometer in miles per hour, and then the temperature gauge, fuel gauge, turn signal indicator, and at the top we find the hour meter. Note that newer RTV900s have a digital dash and look a little different from this one. The RTV900 is designed for work. The rear cargo deck is tippable and can carry a load of 500 kilograms or around 1,100 pounds, while the payload of the entire vehicle is around 740 kilograms or 1,630 pounds. The tipper deck is operated by a lever to the left side of the driver, slightly above the handbrake, which is also on the left side. This was a side-by-side vehicle unlike others on the market. It was diesel and it was designed for work, not play. It was also bigger than other ride-on vehicles of the time. The Kubota RTV900 is a 3-cylinder 900cc diesel-powered vehicle. Rated at around 20 horsepower from the factory, it can be operated in both 2- and 4-wheel drive, and power is put to the ground through a hydrostatic transmission with 3 gears, low, medium and high. The top speed is around 40 km per hour or 25 miles per hour. The off-road tyres combined with 4-wheel drive means this thing can go more places than most. Here's the secret ingredient: forced induction. This particular RTV900 was imported to New Zealand from the USA. In the USA, it was fitted with a turbo kit prior to shipping to New Zealand. Specific details on the kit itself are scarce, but the tiny little snail provides a bit more punch than Kubota intended from the factory, along with a magnificent exhaust note. As you can see here, the exhaust dumps straight off the turbo, and the air intake is a custom high intake to ensure no issues in any water crossings the Kubota might come across.
Give it a little squirt up there.
This Kubota RTV900 even has a tow bar fitted to the rear, allowing you to haul even more of a load when required. If you happen to pass the Kubota RTV900 on the roadside, you really wouldn't give it a second glance. It's just another hard-working utility vehicle used around the world to keep things moving. But as we've learned, looking at this particular example, things might not always be what they seem, and a closer look can always be worth the extra effort. The RTV900 was a bit of an oddity when it came out. It was bigger than other ride-on vehicles of the era, and it was released into a market mainly focused on recreation. Yet, since its first year of production in 2005, the Kubota has gone from strength to strength and become the go-to model of utility-based side-by-side. Even in my hometown of Tauranga, New Zealand, it's not uncommon to see the RTV900s used by contractors to the local council whilst they maintain the city. Overall, in stock form, this machine is king of its own world, but with a turbo added, it quite simply can't be beat. The Kubota RTV900. How good?
Bye.